This channel is designed for adults viewing only, and certain videos will contain rated M for mature video games, featuring realistic violence, gore and suggestive themes. If you are not an adult, do not view the content on this channel.
Don't go anywhere, stay tuned. Get ready to take a trip down memory lane. Alright, here we are playing the Nintendo Entertainment System. And we're playing a game known as Muscles, a wrestling game. And we're going to be checking out all the wrestling games on the NES that I can possibly think of. Two-part special. So let's check this out. We got Muscle, one player or two players. Let's see if we can start the game right here. We have to choose our wrestler, and there's a lot of various different wrestlers. So we got one with the horns. Looks like one that's wearing some sort of armor right there. Got one with a goatee. I mean, look at this. Just pick one by random. Let's pick the one with the horns. I mean, what the hell? And what? We're picking a second one. That one on top kind of looks like a South Park character. And here we are playing Muscles. This is actually one wrestling game on the NES I actually never played before. And I don't know too much about this game. The one thing I do know is that it's obviously a wrestling game. And the Muscle franchise is a lot more popular in Japan than over in the US. Oh my god. And you can see that the characters, you can jump around. There's one button that jumps. And the controls are a bit clunky. But it's not nearly as bad as like the first WrestleMania game, which we'll probably review that tomorrow. Oh my god. Oh! Actually, part 2 of this video will probably come out on Saturday. Because on Fridays, I usually release a independent episode of Memory Lane. And what the hell just happened there? What's he doing? Did I get my ass whipped? Alright, so there is some sort of life bar on top. And it looks like he won one round right there. Yeah, this is obviously, it's like the only way. Oh my god, he did a suplex to me. I did one to him too. The only way of actually winning is to knock your opponent out, apparently. And, oh my god, what is that? And we did a suplex. The suplex looks really good. They literally fall right on top of their heads, which is nuts. And I'm not exactly sure if you can go on top of the top ropes or not. I don't think you can. And you can see that he won. And he's jumping up and down. Very, very excited. And there you go. That's the game over screen right there. And that's Muscle. This is a little short example of what Muscle is. It's an okay wrestling game. It's not the greatest for the NES. But check out the next wrestling game on the NES. Alright, here we have Pro Wrestling right here. And obviously, Pro Wrestling is one of the better, more famous wrestling games on the NES. You got Starman right there. And just pay attention to the detail on this wrestling game. This is one of the earlier wrestling games that released that had an actual referee. They had commentators over there on the side. They had a crowd that's actually interactive. They actually move around. You had an actual camera guy on the bottom of the ring right there. There's a whole lot of detail. And by today's standards, you can easily overlook that. But it's definitely quite impressive for 1980 standards. I mean, just look at this. I went to go do a clothesline and Starman is beating the shit out of me. Oh my god. I'll say this is probably one of the first really good wrestling games. And I'm getting destroyed by Starman. He's pinning me. And you can do like a... And you know, the moves back then were quite generic, so just about every wrestler had their own generic moveset. They basically all shared the same moveset, to be honest. And there you go. That's like the game over screen right there. It looks like he's going to throw up. He said, "What a pity," and then what a game over screen right there. It's a little sample of pro wrestling. That game is actually really good. If I actually took it serious, I could actually get pretty far into that game. Let's move on to the next wrestling game for the NES. And here we have one of my cult favorites, my all-time favorites, Tag Team Pro Wrestling. Now this game is made by Data East. And now this game is one of the earlier wrestling games that came out. This is a little example of what it looks like right here. And usually you can fight on the outside of the ring. The crowd's also animated, just like in pro wrestling, and you can actually see the camera around where the crowd is. So they actually have a hard cam area where the crowd has an actual, like on the left side of the crowd, you actually have a camera. So that's pretty similar to what you would see in wrestling nowadays. And you have commentators on the very bottom as well. So this game has a tremendous amount of detail as well. And I believe that this game came out before Pro Wrestling. Let's check it out. I must give this game a lot of credit. This game was one of the first wrestling games I ever owned on the NES, or anything for that matter. And you'll notice that when your opponent turns red, that means he's really pissed off. So you can run around the ring a little bit. Now he's getting pissed off. Oh my god. He's choking me. So if you see him getting pissed off, that's definitely a concern. You want to be careful with that. And oh no. Let's see if we can knock him out. Oh. I feel like one of my buttons is not working. Oh, he hit me with a bell, so this is also, I believe, to be one of the first, if not the first wrestling game to actually have a weapon. You can jump in, oh, it was a 20 count. I almost got counted out right there. So this is definitely one of my favorites. And he choked me out. That son of a bitch. And the winner is Strong Bads. And they have that stereotypical 1980s wrestling look to them. It actually looks pretty good in my opinion. Definitely one of my favorite NES wrestling games of all time. And then we have Tecmo Pro Wrestling, Road Wrestling that is. And this is one game that I don't really remember playing too much. So I don't know a whole lot about this game. Let's check this game out. It looks like we have a Tiger professional wrestler right there that looks pretty reminiscent to the one that you were seeing over in Japan. And there's a lot of wrestlers here that look pretty similar to like actual wrestlers. Like this kind of looks like Lex Luger. That looks like Stan Hansen. Now that obviously looks like one of the Road Warriors. And this looks. Do push-ups. Okay, let's. Alright, what the hell are we supposed to do here? We have to button mash. Oh my god. Go get him, big boy. So this game, apparently there's a lot more than just wrestling in this game. That you can do like exercise, you can build your character up. Probably can build your stats up, man. Here we have the wrestling portion of it. Oh, there's a suplex. Wow, look at the detail in this game. Wow. Go to the top rope right there. Here's one game the slam actually looks pretty good. And once again, the crowd's animated. Do a suplex. Oh my god, he did I don't know what that was, but... Oh, we're doing a figure 4. Wow, look at this game. This game is... Oh, another suplex right there. And a slam. I'm actually pretty surprised about this game. Look at the amount of moves you can do. This game is fell underneath the radar for me. Personally, I'd never actually seen this game before. Oh, a pile driver! Wow, look at the moveset. This is insane. I cannot believe that this game's... Look at that. It's like a stretch submission right there. Got a pinfall. This is... Look at that suplex. Not a suplex. It's actually a pile driver. It's a body slam right there. The moves actually look detailed and actually look really good for NES standards. I mean, what the hell? How's this he... Oh my god, look at that. Had me in a headlock. Over the head suplex. And we're at the top rope right there. And... Alright, so this game is really impressive. I'll say so far this game has like the best looking character models and the best looking wrestling action in ring for the NES standards. It looks really good. I mean, look at that. I'll even go as far as to say that the oh my god, a bridge suplex pin? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'll go even as far as to say that this game's even better than most of the 16-bit wrestling games as far as the action goes. And the actual wrestling moves. Look at that. That's insane. I mean, this looks really good. Oh, he put me in a sharpshooter! No way. He's gonna pin me right here. Yeah, so this game right here definitely is really good, in my opinion. I think this game's really good. They have a ref, they have a commentator on the bottom, and they give you a pretty big game over screen right there. They tell you exactly what you are when you lose. You're a loser. And they even total your losses right there, your wins and your losses. So they kind of have like a record holder type thing, like a winning-loss record, similar to AEW. So AEW is actually doing that right now. Now that was actually a pretty interesting wrestling game. Let's check out the next wrestling game. Alright, so here we have a highly unusual wrestling game right here. This is a prototype UWC. Now, obviously this was supposed to be a WCW wrestling game. And you see this is the computer guy is beating the crap out. You got Garvin versus Wyndham. And now this was definitely supposed to be a WCW wrestling game at one time, but for whatever reason this never came out. And it has like an 80s roster. And you got a pretty decent detailed referee right there, and the crowd doesn't move around at all, so you can tell that the game's probably not finished. The referee's not moving at all, so the referee's just standing there, so that portion of the game might not be finished either. And pretty good looking detail though. I mean, it looks pretty good. Falling outside the ring right here, you can see the ring apron has actually not the actual mats outside the ring have some pretty interesting detail. They look like they're actually pulled up a little bit. Look at that. That's interesting. Doing some pile drivers. The actual wrestling looks pretty good. So let's check this out. They have what's called the Elimination Series. It's kind of like the Survivor Series. singles match. So you got the Road Warriors, you have Sting, you have a lot of different wrestlers here that are quite familiar. This looks like Ric Flair. Ric Flair versus Sting. And check this out. This is when Sting was really, really new. And look at the detail. It looks actually pretty good. We're already brawling outside the ring here. And it looks like Ric Flair is beating the shit out of Sting. And oh, he did a backstrap. Have to get back into the ring. Get in the ring. And I don't know what that was. That was pretty cool. Some sort of power slam. And he picked him up and he power slammed him again. Let's see if we can hit that referee. So you can tell that the game is not fully finished. It's pretty close to it. It's playable. This is actually quite impressive. Now later on we actually got another WCW game that's quite a bit different from this one. Oh my. Hey, look at this. Sting is dominating Ric Flair. And there we go, we got a power slam right there. And you can tell that the referee doesn't have any animations or movements. So that portion of the game is just not there yet. And it will never be there unless somebody somehow fixes the game. And that portion of the referee is actually working right there. You can see the referee's counting. The actual action in the game is actually not bad. This is pretty decent. I'm wondering why they never went forward with making the game. It's kind of weird. The game's actually pretty good. Oh, it's a lot better than the first WWF wrestling game, which we'll take a look at in part 2 tomorrow. And we'll also take a look at a lot of other wrestling games tomorrow as well on the NES. So this is going to be the final game for today's episode. A nice little surprise, a nice little prototype right here. This is actually pretty nice, interesting. And we'll end it right here. We have Sting and Ric Flair beating the shit out of each other. Oh my god. So let's wait till tomorrow. We're going to be taking a look at all the WWF NES wrestling games and that one WCW wrestling game as well. Check that out and stay tuned for Saturday's episode of Memory Lane. And tomorrow we have another episode coming out that's going to be not wrestling related, I don't think. And what? We got a Scorpion Deathlock on me. What the hell? Yeah, this game is pretty cool. So if you enjoyed this episode of Memory Lane and you're ready for episode number 2 of NES Wrestling Games, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment down below and let me know what you think.